Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Meet Tina here. How's everyone's doing? We're glad to be back here. And today I'm so delighted to have this amazing healer, practitioner, channeler who's going to be sharing us a lot of amazing experience about her work. I just briefly talked to her earlier, and she mentioned about how she has started her channeling and she has experienced meeting different beings from different star system. I'm like, hold on. We'll wait until we record first because I'm sure all the listener would love to hear from her. But before I introduce you, I would like to share her website just real briefly. Just to get an idea, you guys can connect with her. Just go to her website. Also, I'm going to put her information down under the description. So any one of you can go ahead and just look her up and connect with her. All right. So her website is Sabine. Her name is Sabine therapies.com. Okay. And her picture, and this is what she does: soul healing, transformation, transpersonal regression therapy, celestial and Arcturian healing method. Well, I'm very connected to Arcturian. How about that? Relationship coaching and NLP. Love that. Intuitive guidance and channeling. That's what we were talking about earlier, which I love for her to share. Light language transmission. Oh, that's another great one. Animal communication. Who would like to communicate with the animals, right? So you got to go to her. She lives all the way out in Dubai. Oh my God, a little bit too far, but there's no problem with that because you can always connect with her. Look, Facebook, Twitter, online. You can have session with her. Doesn't matter wherever you're at. All right. So let's begin to welcome Sabine Poncelet. How are you doing, Sabine?
I'm good, thank you, and thank you for receiving me. Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello everyone. And by the way, everyone, thank you so much for following my channel. And don't, forget to just subscribe, click like, and share this video with everyone if you feel resonated with Sabine. All right. So let's begin with Sabine's her work. We talk about how you started, and I would like to, she was in finance before, and I said, well, luckily you're not in finance right now because all the banks are collapsing. And she shared that she already got that messages, about getting out of that business, and very, very, happy to be doing what she's good at. She's gifted. Well, Sabine, share with us what happened. How did you get into this? And I remember you share about experiencing meeting all these beings. I love to hear that, and how you begin to channel light language. And what does it do to your clients with all that?
Okay, let's start with the channeling light language and channeling different beings. Since the age of 7 years old, I was able to see people who passed away. Then for me, it was quite normal to communicate with them until one day I was here in a park in evening in Dubai, and I was meditating. I could see elemental in the trees and everything, and that was quite normal for me because I'm an animal communicator, and I communicate with animal and spirit animals since the age of 6, 7 years old too. Everything started to fall into place, I would say, at that moment. But that evening, I saw someone appear to me. It was a man. First, because I have the habit to communicate with people who passed away, I thought it was the same, and someone who came, maybe who had a message, whatever. But then the energy was different. It was a good, very, very good energy, but that's not the energy I had the habit to recognize, because energetically we have a signature, and every person who passed away has also a signature, but they are on the same plane, let's say, like that, that I could recognize. Then I asked this person, because he was over 2 meters. I was like, this is quite big. They have human on that side, okay. But anyway, that's was so weird. And I asked him, who are you? I don't feel you are like others, but who are you?
Mm.
And he answered to me very gently with a loving energy that I was like, oh. And he said, I'm a Lemurian. I said, what? I never heard that. And I was like, okay. But at the same time, I was a bit scared because that was my first experience of like, maybe it's a trick,
Yeah.
be careful. My mind was telling me, be careful. And I cut the communication, to be honest with you. I came back home, Google, Lemurian, what it is, And that's how I discovered, say, oh my God, yes, this is not someone who passed away. That's completely different. And then he came back. He came back to me when I was in a group meditation here in Dubai, and he started to pass message and said, I'm your guides. From now, I will be your guides and I will be with you all the time. And he started to explain to me different things and said, every night now, we need you to do a meditation, and we will come, we will teach you, we will give you some download, and you will start to see different beings, but please don't be scared. It's normal. We will go step by step. Okay, was not expecting that.
At what age that
Because
happened? Sabine, what age happened?
it happened here in Dubai in 2018, 2019. I don't remember exactly the date.
Mm-hmm.
And this was very new for me. I was like, whoa, okay, fine, Then in my apartment at that moment, every night I was connecting, doing my prayer, meditation, whatever. And very often I had a new being coming, which one was more weird than the first one and the second. And I was like, what is that?
Okay, how far can it get, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the question. But he told me, don't be scared. I will be there to help you and we will go slowly. The first time I saw, what was it? Oh, a Liran. That was a Liran, but I learned that it was a Liran much later on, because after he taught me a bit and I was getting used to him, let's say like this, that Liran came. And that was a woman. I remember I was still working in a clinic at that moment. I was renting a room to do my session on people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, doing my work. And all of a sudden, all around the table, I started to feel beings, but I couldn't see the face like I saw with people who passed away. And slowly, I started to see the design. And one woman was on the head of my client with her hand like this. I've been amazed by her hand because it was long, beautiful hands. And I was like, okay. But there have many people who passed away who are beautiful. I was not expecting that. And then she had beautiful curly hair. She was very, excuse me, it's my cat. She
The
was
lion, the
very,
lion.
yeah, my big mama here. She was, yeah, we always speak about the Liran. She just coming
Exactly.
now.
Confirmation.
Yeah, darling, I'm sorry, but you need to move a bit. Okay. And then she was doing the work. I'm like, okay, nice. Because I had before people who are on the other side working with me. I had my guides working with me years ago, no more. Until I look and I saw the ear of a cat. And I was like, oh, this is weird. But I didn't feel scared that day. I felt reassured because I saw she was doing healing with me. And that's the first time I started to experience healing with galactic being. The same happened with Arcturians. This is why I mentioned on my website, because now I'm working with Arcturians, with Lyrans, I'm working with Blue Avians sometimes, but most of the time it's mainly Arcturians that are coming with my Lemurians one, Anyway, this was the first one that was still acceptable for my little mind because I was still closed-minded at that moment. And later on, I started to see a group of beings, normal face, but funny, cat ear. And then I started to see the tail. I was like, oh, okay. And every day it was changing until for the first time, I saw his name is Ra. But I learned his name because he told me. That guy came with an eagle face. But for me, seeing an eagle face is normal because I worked with eagle before here in Dubai. Then, okay, fine. Wait, it was funny. He had a human body. I said, oh, okay. And he spoke with me and he said, from now, we will assist you. And when you need, you just have to call us and we will work with you. And effectively later on into session, it depends what people needs also. I've noticed that, and what they are resonating with, which level they are. It can be an Arcturian coming, it can be a Blue Avians or a Lyrans coming sometimes, but often the same. It's recurrent, I would say. It's often the same type of galactic being that are coming. And then that's how I started with Ra. And when I was scared or not secure, because, you know, when you start also to pass to that stage, many things are changing for you and your mind is still blocking you. I was calling him and directly I felt like, wow. And slowly it started with the Arcturians. I could have conversation with Arcturians, not all the time. Huh? I cannot call them and say, okay, come here and we have a conversation. No, I feel their presence. They help me in the healing. And sometimes they will speak. Same with other beings. That's how I started. And then they told me, you will have a group now. And they gave me the name of the group. And they say, when you need, that group will be with you because you will evolve, you will grow, and your work will change. You will have different clients. You will not work with the same type of people than before. You will have heavier cases also. And that's what you need to, you need to call this one, or that one when you need. Including, I forgot the blue dragon one day. I was like, where do we go here?
Oh, I love to ask about the blue dragon, Sabine. Yeah.
It came again into a meditation. And that day, believe me, I was like, this is a bit too much. But that was my mind, of course, saying this because I saw him after. I called him when I was in need and I immediately felt that the presence was here. But the first time this happened to me, I was going every Monday into a meditation group, you know, very spiritual meditation. And always I was receiving many messages, seeing many things. And that's when that dragon came for the first time. Yeah.
Now, why the dragon come to you? What is that? I mean, what's the purpose of the dragon, connecting with you or helping with your work?
Yeah, the dragon came because he told me your work will change. You will need me. They have certain work that you will not be able to do alone. And I will be there to work with you because my specialty is the darkness. And you will have a lot to work on. I was like, okay, fine. And I remember I had clients that were really, I want to say weird. I never had that before, who was really heavy. And, you know, I'm still receiving in my home. I do a lot online, but it passed online too. But at home, it's even different for me. And it created some fear at the beginning because I didn't have the habits to meet some heavy stuff like that. And of course, it's passing into my living room because you have to come on the first floor to come in my healing room, you know?
Yeah.
And I had a lot of insecurities at the beginning, I remember, and I started to see weird stuff behind my client that never I saw before. Yeah, bad spirit, everyone knows that. Bad entities, everyone knows that, you know? But this was a different level, and I was like, oh, I saw that it stopped only at entities, you know, but it goes beyond. And the bad one also exists on that level, and they are much stronger, you know, but I didn't know that.
Wow.
I learned through my new guides. And that's why the blue dragon came to me and said, Sabine, you will need me. It will change. This. Okay. The first time he came, he took notes, but I was like, that's a bit too much this time. Honestly, Sabine, you lose your mind. I was not ready to believe all. I was ready to believe, okay, Blue Avian, fine, okay. Delirant, okay, enough now. You know, you get the point? Because my mind was not ready to handle so many things together. And I was like, oh, this is BS. But he came back. And then I started to see things that were even more weird. I was like, okay, fine, calm down. Okay, come. I was calling everyone.
It's like, okay, I'm going to open the door now. Just come on in all at once, right? Yeah. Well, you know, it's not just your mind. I mean, for any human, this would be like mind-blowing experience, you know? We were never taught, brought up to believe in all this stuff. Yeah. definitely.
is mind-blowing, nothing else.
Now, is a blue dragon because it came last and because you have to deal with, you know, a lot of stuff. And so the blue dragon came. Does that mean the blue dragon, where did where does the blue dragon comes from? Are they different from the like Arcturians and Lyrians and
It's a dragon like a dragon. I mean, how
yeah.
I saw it, it's a real dragon, but giant. When he came into my home,
Mm-hmm.
even when I'm speaking about this now, I'm like, wow, he's full of love. This is clear. They have
Are they more
nothing
like
but
in I mean, in third
big.
dimensional world, maybe we classify as like a higher archetype or like has a
Honestly, with you, for me, in size, it's big. It's bigger than my house.
wow.
It's taking all the space when it's coming, and I'm like this. But my internal eyes, I would say my third eyes, is able to visualize in a certain way. But if I start to feel the presence is so big that I'm like this, and I'm feeling protected immediately. Now, when I ask from where this dragon is coming, he told me also Lemuria. He told me the same. I was like, okay, makes sense.
Wait, let me
And
ask
that's
you.
the day, yeah,
It's from Lemuria time.
yeah, that one, yeah.
So
And he said,
Lemuria
we are
time's
still existing, we are not dead. Huh?
So Lemuria
We're
time's
still there.
connected to the blue dragons, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Ah, that's confirmation. Okay.
And then that's when I discovered one book about the Lemurian times. After I met him, and I was like, they have too much connection from Lemuria, you know. Of course, from others too, and I started to read books on Arcturians, Lyrans, and everything. But my first one on being that are not here on Earth, down, they are living down, let's say like that.
Yes.
That was my first book, and I discovered that that blue dragon was really existing up to now. Not in that time. They are still alive. They are living in the fifth dimension. They are living under earth, but they are alive. They have a different form. Of course, we can't see them with our normal eyes, but that's when I started to understand and connect more and start really to believe that what I was seeing and feeling was not BS. It was not my mind, imagination, or whatever, doing some trick. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, Sabine, since you connect to the Lemurian first, does that mean that you also incarnated in that lifetime?
I think yes now, to be
Because
honest with you.
Lemurian time is all about healing. They have the most powerful healing modality, from what I get, you know.
Like the Pleiadians. Pleiadians also, it's about a lot of healing. Yeah.
So in the Lemurian time, do you know if there are a mixture of different, you know, star system or, you know, the ET, you know, lived in that timeline?
As I understood, they don't consider them as ET. For example, when you speak about the, I forgot the name, I just said it.
Palladians and the Lyrians and all that.
The Pleiadians, they have human appearance, but they are not human. But I'm telling you that because I've read books about them too.
Yeah.
But Lemurians, they are human, I mean.
Yeah.
But they live in the fifth dimensional body. But the difference is they are not ET. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's a good one. That really makes sense. Like indigenous type of people, correct? That has a gift of fifth dimension gift. My Lord. So how does it connect it to, as a human, how did it connect it to the blue dragon in Lemurian time? Are you aware of anything of that?
Yeah. In the Lemurian time, dragons were a part of the population, let's say like that, and it was normal. You could play with dragon. They were not feared like we are fearing them today. They have a false belief about dragon. Not in China, because in China they celebrate the dragon. I mean us, you know. At that time, people were not afraid. And then things change. I will not speak about Atlantis, the falling of Atlantis and Lemuria at the same time, almost.
Yeah.
But that's the moment when people started to fear the dragon and started to destroy them. Otherwise, they would still exist today.
So
Maybe
why
in
is it,
different ways.
yeah, why is it, Sabine? This is funny we brought up about dragon because it's in my head just recently. Why every places you go to, you always see dragons, dragon heads, and a lot of worship in the dragons. Have you noticed that? Like, especially in China, you just brought up China earlier, you know, and wherever you go, you're going to see statue of dragon all over. In all over Asia, you see all dragons. You know, are you know anything about that? Why there's such a worship?
They celebrate the dragon. For them, the dragon is a symbol of power and protection.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's a different symbolic, but for them, that's the symbolic, yeah. And you know, I'm thinking back now. I remember years ago, I took a session with a shaman here in Dubai.
Yeah.
And he was working on me. And at some point, he said, Sabine, you have a dragon, a blue silver dragon. He insisted on that. He said, blue silver dragon with you. And it's somehow a part of you. It's not you, he said. You are not a dragon, because, you know, I didn't believe in that. It was much way before I saw my first Lemurian. But, you know, a shaman who is telling me, yeah, dragon, oh, okay, fine, yes, a shaman. Yes,
Right.
a shaman.
Yes.
Then I didn't pay attention. It's only later on. I was like, but he mentioned that. Means it was already in my aura, in my field, let's say
Yes.
like that, but I was not ready to welcome it.
Yeah.
But it was there. I think it was 4 years before I met my first Lemurian.
Wow.
Just a shaman, you know, they speak and they do this stuff. It's normal.
And I'm sure
Never
you
I
weren't
thought
thinking, I'm sure you weren't even thinking about a shaman's messages that he shared with you 4 years after you experienced that, right?
no.
Wow, that's fascinating. Fascinating. So now, how did you come into the channeling now to do this work and the healing and healing with all these beings? And what kind of clients you have? You know, what do you work with? Mm-hmm.
Okay, before I can say I had easy client, I thought it was difficult
Yes.
because I didn't have the capacity also to work with more difficult cases. Now
Yes.
I can say I have easy client too. I said
Yes.
that because at some point I thought, yes, my clients are really difficult, they are really heavy, they are really dark, la la la. And I thought it's because of the dragon. Now I have only dark people. No, it's because the earth is clearing and people needs to be cleared. And he was with me because he knew, being with me, we can do an amazing work to help people to go out of the darkness and what is surrounding them, because some had really weird being that I never saw in my life before in on earth, that I was like, wow, yeah, he's right. Alone, I can't do anything, you know. He needs to be
Mm.
with me to work on client. And then to come to the channeling part, I started to work with them, not because I was calling them to help. Always I had guide working with me, but they were not in the same dimension. Then at that moment when they were coming, I was like, oh, nice, I was happy. And then before each session, I was calling my Lemurian guides, you know, and that group, because they told me, now you have a group, and they gave me the name, you will work with them. Okay, good. Then I was calling my group. And I started to see different beings working with me. One day I had Andromeda being, let's call it like that. I don't know what is going on. I see you frozen. Is that normal, Tina? It seems you disappeared. Tina? Oops. Yeah. Tina, I think I've lost you. Yeah. Tina? Thank you. You totally disappeared. I don't know. Well, I see it's still recording. Then I think I can continue. That's really funny tonight. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Where I was, yeah, I was speaking about the beings that were working with me, and then slowly light language started to come. I'm just checking here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, Tina? Tina, you are muted. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back
Oh,
here
I don't
now.
know what is going on. Yeah,
This is
you
weird.
disappeared.
This is the weirdest thing. I never ever before have a problem right in the middle of interview. And the time that we have right before we start interview, my internet's down. And this is the second time right when you're talking, internet down. You know, weird. I live in a city where it's a big city, you know, internet's never been a problem. Never have a problem with this. And here you go, right before I have interview with her, and luckily we move half an hour later, you know, so we can get on. But look, right in the middle of talking, we got cut
it
off.
was.
What's that supposed to mean, right? Maybe the dark trying to stop our work.
Who knows? You know, we speak about a big subject, and of course, they have many different energies in my room and around, because somehow we speak about them and we call them.
Exactly.
Maybe it's too much. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed that as many of us are doing this kind of work to wake up people and the healing work, Sabine, I noticed there's been a lot of weird thing that's trying to blocking, you know, things will happen or like that, you know, right in the middle, cut off or something, just interrupt. Or like when I first start doing the YouTube and I first start doing my work, my YouTube shut me down for 3 months for a stupid reason. See that? So I was like, that's kind of weird, you know? And the subject that we're talking about were quite not that drastic for them to be able to do that. But anyway, let's get back into your channeling thing. We lost that part. So now we're back, guys.
Yes.
I was telling the audience why you drop off or you froze, like, hey, you know what? In the meantime, while we're waiting for Sabine to come back, let's look at her information in the description, you know, and we're just about to show your website, and then I got dropped off too. And now here we're back. So let's continue on with what you do with that. We last talked about channeling.
Yeah. Now let's come to the light language and the channeling message I received from them. Like I explained before, depends the person. Sometimes can be Lemurian coming, can be Lirans coming. One day for a client, I had a serious being coming. Only one time. I never had them before or after. I think that client was already connected in some ways that they came, and I channeled light language with that person, and I knew for the first time I received a message from where it was coming. I was like, wow, I don't even need to ask. That's nice, you know. Anyway, let's come back to the beginning. I started to work with them. I say in a group doing my healing stuff, and I could see them. Sometimes some client could see them, some client who are quite high, I mean in vibration, and I could confirm to them. And some were even coming with their own. I was like, okay, interesting. That's where everything started to shift, you know. Not everyone.
So you see the whole family, the group, right?
Yeah. And I had even a client who told me I have a dragon with me. I was like, oh, let's go.
Wow.
And this client is evolving every time. Of course, we do sessions. She's decluttering, let's say like that. She told me, when I have difficulties in my life, I have a dragon coming. I'm like, okay, interesting. And, you know, this was confirmation for me in many, many different ways. Client from serious, other client where Arcturians were coming for those one, or Syrians Lyrans coming for them. A lot of things like that. Until one day, and this was the funny part, I was in session with my own daughter. And I never expected that this would happen this way. I was listening light language, because when I listened that for the first time on YouTube, I was like, oh, wow, I love it. I was like, woo, it was amazing for me. But was stopping there, and I knew that light language is a form of energetic healing. I was like, that's amazing. And I was just absorbing. Time passed, and one day I do a session on my daughter, and I speak with her. I pass message like usual, and all of a sudden it comes. She doesn't react. Then I continue, because it's my daughter. I was really comfortable to do that with her. I would not be judged. With client, I would never dare, you know. And probably this is why it came like naturally. She was lying down like usual, and I was doing my stuff and speaking light language. No reaction, even after 3-4 minutes. I continue, and then she started to answer in light language, and I was like, huh? I stopped, of course, because I've been shocked. I was not expecting that. I stopped to speak, and she was speaking another language, but light language. Wow. Then I took a paper and I started to write, but I was writing light code. What she was saying, I was writing. And then at some point, she opened her eyes, say, hey, Mom, why did you stop? What are you doing? Continue. And I'm like, no, you was speaking, and look, I was writing. And she said, huh? I said, yeah, that's what you said, but I don't understand what you said. She said, oh, I know. I'm like, what? That's how it started.
Wow.
And she could tell me exactly what was written. When I say exactly, light language cannot be translated in human language. It's impossible, because it's passing the barrier of the mind, brain, everything. You can understand this because it's the language of your soul, only with your soul, when you listen with your heart. Otherwise, it's impossible with your mind to understand that language or try to translate correctly in human words. It will be deformed or distorted, let's say like that. The real meaning will not be there if you try to translate with your mind, and it would like gibberish, let's say like that.
Right.
That's how it would, yeah.
So
I would say gibberish, that's the best way. Yeah.
That's amazing though. You experience a lot of fascinating, magical stuff, you know, in your life. You can see that while all these beings
They were
are
behind
around you.
pushing me, believe me, probably
Yes.
because I didn't want that. That's why it happened this way.
I think it's fun though. Now, for the audience who's listening, what is the purpose of a light language that you use on them? Is it just solely for the healing, or does it come to a certain individual, or does it come to everyone who comes to you? I'm sure people would like to know that.
It doesn't come automatically to everyone. If people ask me to channel, I will. But in the context of a session, it's often coming automatically and coming when people are ready, I've noticed, and they need. Well, the purpose of light language is raising your vibration. This is the first things. It's really helping you to raise your vibration. It works on your DNA. It's a powerful healing method or technique, let's call it, I don't know, finally, because it's not really a method by itself, but it's healing, and it's very powerful. I've noticed since light language is coming in a session, results are totally different in comparison with before. Even myself, I'm like, wow, this is amazing, you know. People can feel also when I'm speaking light language. Some people are telling me I'm vibrating. I really feel like I'm leaving my bed, you know, but they're not, of course, but it's a sensation. And I've noticed it will come if people are ready only. When I have people, I don't like to categorize, but this is still a reality on this planet. They have people who are already high vibration, middle vibration, let's say like that, and low vibration.
Right.
Some people who are in low vibration or in the beginning of their journey in matters of healing, they come to me and I feel the energy very dense and it's blocked. It doesn't come. I do the healing, I speak with the person, I can pass some message, but it's like blocked. It's like, no, don't open. And I can't control it. I cannot even force it. That's coming naturally. And I think it's because I'm channeling in a way that sometimes I don't even realize I'm channeling. It happened before you. I was in session with a client and I was like, oh, I thought I was not connected, but boom. And it came. And the person looked at me and said, yeah, that's how it is. And I said a message, but then I realized, oh, why I'm saying this was not me. I was already channeling, and it became like not automatic pilot, but somehow, because now it's a habit. I pay attention when I go in the street and I'm always asking them, say, guys, now shrink, because I'm in my normal life. But here,
But
oh
when
my
you
God.
go in public, because you can see all this, being, when you go in public in the beginning of your journey, experience all these different beings, do you see most people with the beings around them, or you see them in a different form energetically?
I can say I block myself voluntarily because I've been scared younger many times. I had bad surprise much younger. And I promised to myself that this will never happen again. And also I had the tendency before I was completely healed, because healing is a journey. Now I can say today I'm feeling whole again and complete, and I'm happy, without the need of anything, I'm happy. But before was not the case always. I had to do a lot of healing, and I'm also an empath. And I didn't master that. Now I can say I'm at peace, but before was really a nightmare. I had the tendency to serve like, not a trash bin, but I was a filter for the darkness, for what is heavy all the time. Then I was not feeling free. And I learned how to close myself completely, to shrink completely my aura in a way that, somehow is lowering my vibration to be at the same level of people do not feel anything. That's what I was doing for many years. Now it's different. I just say, guys, I'm going to the mall. I'm going to do shopping. Office is closed.
Door closed.
Office is closed.
Office closed.
Not now. And then I just have to ask, and I become not a normal person. I'm normal. That's what I mean. But sometimes I still wonder, am I normal?
Which is normal, right? Anyway, it's our perception. True.
But when I go to the mall, I do that. I'm asking, and it's like automatic, and I don't see anything because I choose to. I don't want, to have a normal life. Imagine I'm at a grocery store taking my butter and everything, my vegetable. And no. I want to have a normal life somehow,
Oh, that would be hilarious. So you do a lot of stuff, what kind of service that most client come to you? Is it channeling? Is it,
soul healing?
Yeah, soul healing. I mean, I would like wonder what you do here. Let me actually pop it up a little bit. I think it just kind of went away when we, unless it comes. Okay, I have it here. It didn't completely go away. So your services, you do a lot of stuff here, right? So now let me ask you about, let me see the type of service that you do. You are on a lot of YouTube as well. You have your YouTube channel, Sabine?
Yes.
Okay, and under your full name, correct? Because people, you can send me a link too. You guys can follow her YouTube as well and listen to a lot of stuff that she does. Now, let me see. Manifest what you want in life. I mean, you do a lot of stuff. Okay. There you go. Go back. Transpersonal regression therapy. Is that the same as past life?
Not really, but we can also heal past life. Transpersonal regression therapy, it's very similar to hypnosis, but you don't go into a state of relaxation. We enter with your emotion. Transpersonal regression is a technique, a therapy that we use to go back to the root of your issue. Let's say today I'm a people pleaser, which is not the case anymore, but I've been for years,
Yeah,
like many people.
exactly. Yeah.
Let's say Sabine today is a people pleaser. I'm coming into session, and as a people pleaser, I want to please because I need to be recognized, I need to be accepted. It's a
Right.
need stronger than me. Then I will place the person in the situation and say, okay, just now visualize a situation where you are the people pleaser and you want to please absolutely. What is the sensation you have in your body? What is the emotion that it manifests right now? Of course, the person starts to visualize and feel the emotion. I use that emotion and I will say, okay, now go back in time when for the very first time you have experienced exactly the same emotion. Of course, not in the same situation.
Right.
And then the person is following what I'm saying because I know how to guide them. That's my job.
Yeah.
And we go back. Can be childhood, can be any situation. Then we go there and we invite the people that were involved in the situation from the first time when my client started to feel I need to please them. I need to be a good girl, to be accepted, I need to please them. Then we invite all the people, we do an exchange, energy exchange. If the child is angry, let's say we have a child, it's not always the case, huh? Often is a child in a child. But if my child is angry in my session, I will allow the child to release the anger that never has been released, that is repressed for years. And today, maybe I have a woman of 46 years old. I don't know.
Right.
You get my point? Then
Yes.
we start to dig deeper and we exchange the energy. We repair the child, but that's not the right word, but I'm trying to make it short.
I got
because,
it. I got it.
you
Yep.
know,
Very
a
nice.
session
I'm
like
sure.
that is 1 hour and a half minimum,
Yeah.
not like the soul healing. And then we repair the child and we work also with dissociation. And after that, we reintegrate the inner child into my adult. And then my adult, for sure, recovered some soul fragment because we retrieve soul fragment, we retrieve energy, we retrieve gift. Many things can happen in a session like that. We do also surrogate for Alzheimer. When I have an Alzheimer person who cannot come for the session, I
Yeah.
use a family member who will invite the Alzheimer energy of the person. And that's how we work mainly. It's a pure therapy. It's not like the soul healing. In soul healing, you lie down, you tell me, okay, my intention now, this, I want to work on that. Okay, I do the job. You set your intention because this is very important in healing. And
Yeah.
that's it. And I do light language if it's coming. I do not if it's not coming. End of story. In therapy, it's different. I'm like Google. I'm your guide and you do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
If it's
And
not working, we will switch into soul healing because some people cannot do it because they are too in their mind and they cannot connect with the body. It's happening with some people, yes.
I see.
But they
So you
have a
switch.
warning. Believe me, I put a warning on my website to whom it's not suitable. Then they know.
Nice, nice. And celestial and Arcturian healing method, is that you connecting with Arcturian? Is that what it is? And they're there to guide you in the healing?
Yeah, correct. That's exactly what is happening. Yes.
So with all this session you offer here can be done on internet, Zoom, like that,
Oh,
right?
yes. Zoom.
Yes. Okay. That's for the audience to understand that because, we are all over the world now and Zoom is a wonderful gift, to the
Yeah.
humanity in a way, especially for the healer. Now you do offer courses and events. What
Yes.
causes classes coming? I mean, you got a lot of program, and I think you're a great teacher already just by listening to what you have shared here. All right.
Yeah.
So this one, Mastery Empowerment Program, what is that?
This is a program in 5 modules. I didn't give it online yet because that's a
Okay.
program I was giving here into hotels in Dubai. I plan to do it online. I just have to do some adjustment, but it will be easy to do it online, honestly, because the first level is about telepathy, how to
Yes.
develop your telepathic ability, even if everyone has, we are born with, but it's like a rusty muscle that you
Yes.
don't use, you just need to train. Level 2, we go much deeper, and also people are learning how to read the energy through pictures of
Ah.
someone.
Mhm. Oh boy, do we lose her again? Boy, this never happened before. This is kind of interesting that to have this freeze during the interview, because I think I've done so many interviews. I think I've done like hundreds of interviews. And this is the first time that it got kicked out or the internet problem, and for some reason the second time I was just telling the audience like, hey, she got
I
dropped off
just
again.
speak about people who passed away, and that's the second time when I said this that it's cutting. They must have someone who needs to speak somewhere.
This is how the spirit work, guys. For those of you who are not familiar with the mediumship or spirits, sometimes they come in and interrupt. They interrupt electricity, internet, because they're trying to get attention for a medium, someone like her who has the gift to connect with people. So I'm going to go back to your program here, because you have a very fascinating program here. We went into level 3. Wow.
Level 3, like I said, people who passed away,
Right.
psychic mediumship, that's mainly the point, but it's much more than that. We do also organ scanning. People are
Nice.
visualizing the other person in front of them with their eyes closed, and they can see organs. We do healing just by the mind, by sending energy with the mind. It's an amazing course, and it's something also that I created because it's what I have learned through different courses that myself I followed.
Nice.
You get the point. In
Yeah.
that course, I have mixed many different things, because if you see what I have learned in my life,
A lot. So how
it's
long is
crazy,
this?
but I learned to
Yeah.
heal.
Wow. How long is this program, Sabine? This master program? Yeah.
It's 2 days per module,
Okay.
and they have 5 modules.
I see.
Yeah.
This is fascinating, guys. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in all these 5 models that she's offering.
It's a big program, and I think online I cannot do 2 days, 8 hours like we do at the hotel. I will have to split in a different way. This is why I was saying I didn't do online yet, because I need to adjust about the timing.
Yes.
Also, now it's in the world that I need to find a time that is suitable for everyone, and cutting. With that type of course, especially when you start telepathy for the first time, your brain is like burning. That's what my students are telling me the first day. It's like burning inside. We
I'm
cannot do
sure
online
this is gonna
because
be like
too much.
amazing course that you teach. And here's a program, Animal Communication. Not a lot of people offering these classes. So this will be great, because I understand that you communicate with the animals since young age.
Yes, correct.
Correct.
It's also pure telepathy, you know that.
Yes. Awesome. A lot of people are interested though in animal communication, empath and highly sensitive people. How would
This is
one
me.
know? Yeah. Sabine, how would one know if they're empath or highly sensitive?
When you are an empath,
Mhm.
you feel the pain of others. And
Mm.
unfortunately for an empath that didn't master the gift yet, it's really obvious in a way that you are in pain when others are in pain. Someone is carrying a headache, you carry the headache. Someone is lying to you, you know, and it's making you very uncomfortable, but you can't explain. You are sick because others are sick. It's really a nightmare, honestly. I had this for years until I understood and I healed myself. This is why I said my course are also made in a way that it's reflecting what I have learned to heal myself, because I'm an empath. And for many, many years, I considered that as a curse, not as a gift. Being an empath is a gift because today I feel the pain of my client, even through Zoom. They have a headache, they have a pain in the liver, they have this, that, or even animal, I feel their pain. This is a real gift. Many
Yes.
people are empath and still consider it as a curse.
Well, you can turn that curse into a beautiful gift, right?
Exactly.
Just like what you have. And look at her, she's on a lot of press and medias in English as well. So I know a couple people here. I know Vivian Chauvette, I interviewed her before. Rob Potter, I know I interviewed him before a couple of times. But we have to remove his, actually YouTube remove his video. Sometimes we happen to say something that they said no, so I had to remove his. They actually removed. I didn't remove it, so that was funny. And then you have books. Wow, so you have written books here.
Yeah.
Wow, multi-talented lady here, healer. Okay, so this is where you book the session with her. So everyone can go on the website, book the session with Sabine. So, and this is in the US dollars, right?
You will be converted in AED, United Arab Emirates.
I see. So this is convenient.
Yeah.
Nice. This is convenient. So
I
all
lose the currency. I don't even remember how they call it. Anyway, dirhams.
yeah, I don't even know. I just know, I just heard that Dubai is a very beautiful place to go to.
Yes.
You know, how long you lived there, Sabine?
10, almost 11 years now.
So what guided you to move over there? Where were you originally?
I was living in Luxembourg since 11 years, and I was in my career in finance. Originally, I'm from Belgium, and I moved from Belgium to Luxembourg after I divorced. Then I moved with my daughter there, and I started a bigger career, let's say, in finance, because Luxembourg is a financial place. And then I got the opportunity to come here in Dubai for a job in finance, which I didn't stay for long because I was already switching somehow, and my guides were already pushing me to embrace my calling, to embrace who I was really and who I am in my true essence, let's say like that. But I was so stubborn, I didn't listen. And it happened that I lost my job in finance.
Well, they make
then,
it. You don't do it,
yeah,
they'll force it. They'll do it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was still searching, convinced that I can go back in finance, and I can do this on the side, like yoga retreat.
My
That's
God,
what I was thinking at the beginning. But very fast, I had to change my mind and accept what was really happening. And they were giving me the message and say, you will not go back in finance. If you go back, you will not be happy, and you have to embrace your calling now. You have no choice because you signed. I'm like, well, what the heck? This was my ego speaking. What the heck is going on here? And I've been forced finally to kill that ego mind that was belonging, to I don't want. I want to make more money in finance. That was the fact.
Exactly.
And
and well, look at the finance world right now. It's a mess, and they were right about that. Well, they always guide us back into the path where you're meant to do, and this is absolutely beautiful. I'm sure you really find it quite magical when you experience all these different beings and all these different healings and teaching as well. Yeah. Well, Sabine, it has been great. I mean, great conversation and great share you have, share with us here. Any last word would you like to share with the audience about your work and messages or whatever would you like to let the audience know more a little bit about you?
I think I spoke a lot about me.
Not enough. Your story is fascinating to me. Yeah.
I would like to say something to the audience.
Mhm.
Embrace who you really are, because many people today, like me before, and I say that because today I realize that if you are not authentic, you
Mhm.
continue to suffer.
Yep.
If you don't embrace your calling, your passion, what you are made for, what you have signed finally to be incarnated on this planet, when you follow the wrong path, like I have done myself for many, many years, continuing to push back to go back in finance, because yes, they told me, but do you think I've listened? No way.
Right.
I struggled for many years because I was going back in finance for a contract for 3 months, 6 months, and I was losing my job again. And
Right.
even I still didn't understand. This is why I'm saying this. Finally, the most important part to understand about yourself as a human being is listen your heart and forget your ego. That's easy to say now. I have to be honest with you. I cannot lie. I have to be very transparent. That's
Yeah.
really difficult to use your ego like a donkey because it's not working this way. But I want to say work on your ego. Become the best amigo with your ego, let's say like that, to finally come to a certain level of balance between your ego mind and who you are, to both embrace. Because since you listen your ego, you stay somehow in a part of your shadow side, you embrace the wrong path, and you delay things. Today we have the opportunity to accelerate everything and to really discover who we are and to use our gift, because everyone is gifted. If we are here on this planet today, it's because you have a gift. You have a real gift. No matter what is the gift can be public speaking, can be anything, but use it and really do what you love. Forget the money. I know for me, it was difficult being in finance for years.
Right.
I was thinking about that today,
I
but
mean, who can forget about
so,
money, right? But it's not the only
yeah,
thing, though. Yeah.
that's not the only things in life. For me, I was thinking like that, only money, blah, blah, blah. I need to make more money. No, the most important part is being happy. From the moment you listen your heart and you are happy and you do exactly what you love, just call your guides. You will see it's like everything is manifested instantly. And they create like a path for you where you say, oh, you meet that person that will open a door and then will open another door. You don't know, just stay open. Call your guides constantly to receive help and just connect with your heart. That's the most important part, because if you do what you love, money will come. Money will
Right.
come. And you will
Definitely.
never be in need or in lack of. I was in lack of financially when I started this work for
Yeah.
many, many years because I didn't listen my heart. I was thinking more money, finance, go back and do this Ayurveda retreat, until finally I understood, I embraced it. And it's only when I embraced that they were sending me clients that exactly matched to what I want. And I
Wow.
was the perfect match for them. And
Mhm.
it became very easy. That's the moment I started to stop the struggling, you know.
Right. Wow.
That's what I want to say to the audience, really. I know it's not easy. It's easy to say for me now because I passed and I've done the
Exactly.
work. If you are at the beginning, I know it's not easy, but write it on the fridge and just remember. Yeah.
Just do it. Just do it and stay on your path. It's
Yeah.
beautifully said, Sabine. I want to thank you so, so much, Sabine, for being here. Spend your energy and share an hour of this amazing talk and your experience. And I found it to be quite fascinating. And I'm sure the audience will too. So, you guys, don't forget, share this video if you really like and resonate with Sabine's topic. And as well as if you want to get services with her, go to the website, which I'm going to list it under this description, under this video, and click like, subscribe, post comment. If you have any questions that you want to ask her, please do post comment or go to her website. Check out what session you want to try out, and even classes that she's offering, which I think all her classes are fascinating, which I'm going to check out as well. So with that said, Sabine, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this talk. Until the next video. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.